Everybody, you're back with the Joey Ciccone Show, connected live in Las Vegas. Remember, we stream this live, but then we have the archives. World Center of Broadcast Media. I was asked, Joe, why do you have this medical pen in your hand? I don't know, it's a prop. Sometimes I click it. Scott's never said it gets on his nerves or anything. Billy Langella, okay, Wise Guys Show, out of New Jersey, radio personality, co-host. I always like to build him up. You know, he's big. What were you saying about Stephanie?
Hey, Stephanie, we got a name for Joey there. We'll call him Chicky.
So, Steph.
So that's his new name.
So, Steph, you know, Billy's over the airwaves from New Jersey. So right now he came up with my nickname, Chicky. You know, you got Ciccone, so we go with Chicky. It's beautiful. I hope you're happy. Maybe you should send love and hearts and all that and everything. Charlie said...
Now you're a May guy.
I'm a May guy. So, Charlie... Well, we never want to get into whether I am or I ain't. But the bottom line is this. Charlie said, I like his nickname, Gugoots. They like your name. That's nice. On the West Coast, they like your name. All right, listen.
That happened, my grandfather used to grow Gugoots in the backyard in Brooklyn. And they used to be 6, 7 feet tall. I mean, they're unbelievable. They would just come all different angles, but they would be like 6 or 7 feet. His tomatoes were like
so true,
a pound and a half. Unbelievable. He just had a green thumb.
But
so
wait.
we used to pull his head up like baseball bats and say, man, look at the size of these Gugoots.
Mink, yeah, they're like this. But the thing is this. Is it the soil? What is it? I don't know what it is, but something...
They used to put the seeds in wine.
Mink, yeah, I love that.
And soak in the wine, and then they would plant the seeds, and that's how they would get bigger.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, listen. Joey Ciccone doing a little promo here. You want your zucchinis to grow real big? Use the vino, okay? The vino. The vino is worth.
Basement. Guinea red basement.
Please, man. That's the best wine I've ever had. My cousins make it and send it to me. Maron, one glass, forget about it. It's
one glass, a shot glass.
You're off a shot glass, exactly.
And when we were kids, we used to put this. My grandfather had to put soda in the wine because we're so strong. We get drunk on a little shot.
Right. See,
so we put the wine in the Coke and call it Calagiorte.
Right. See, man, you know what I like? Because, you know, we're Italians. Not that guys that have come on the show aren't Italians, but I like to talk about our culture and what we did. When we were little, okay, I'm going to just tell you the way it is. We had the little glass of vino. It was for your health. My family and everybody else knew then, and Billy will tell you. It was good for your health. The little kid had a glass of wine. It's not like you're running around in the street. All right, listen, I want to say one thing real quick. Vinny, whoever you are, you've supported me from the get-go, so I want you to contact me on my website, www.joeyciccone.com. I really love your input every week, and there's someone else I'm waiting to see, and I'll bring it up. Carmela, love the Joey Ciccone Show. Yeah, you got Billy on the show today. Let's talk about Dad, Bill. Please.
Yeah, sure. My father's name was Lump Lump. Actually, let's start with my grandfather, that's okay. My grandfather, Sabatino Langella, came over to the U.S. in the 1900s from Salerno with my grandmother, and they had 3 kids. My father, Butch, which his nickname was Lump Lump, my Aunt Rosie, and my Aunt Sarah. Sabatino and his brother were wise guys down South Brooklyn. They were doing numbers and other things. Short story, Sabatino gets whacked. He got thrown off a building. They whacked him. And my Uncle Forte reprised him, and he shot the guy who killed Sabatino. And that year, the Sullivan Law came out. So he had to do a year and a day. So he did a year and a day for the murder.
Right.
He come out, and then they put him right on the pier, and that's how he got his induction to the longshoremen.
Unbelievable,
my grandmother
man.
remarried. My grandfather from Sicily, who I knew, and had 4 more kids, Carmela Messina.
So.
And my father grew up in South Brooklyn. He had asthma. He was cockeyed, had a bad eye. He was always bullied as a kid. So he started boxing down on Clinton Street, and he had a natural left hook. And he's got about 100 knockouts on Atlantic Avenue, no exaggeration. I met guys he's knocked out multiple times. Grew up in South Brooklyn, worked on the pier, Pier 11. He was a hatch force down there. He met Crazy Joe Gallo and his crew. To Lou the Syrian, who was a button for the Gallows. My father spoke fluent Spanish.
Did he?
And he was walking along Columbia Street, walking my aunt to the trolley car, and three Marine Tigers, they were called. They were Puerto Ricans off the boat. They said some derogatory remarks to my aunt in Spanish.
Man.
And being my father spoke fluent Spanish, he knew exactly what they said. He hurried her off to the trolley car, and he came back and he encountered them. On the corner was a guy named McIntosh, who was the button. He was a Scottish button, notorious bad guy.
Right.
And the Syrian, who was a button with the gallows, my father took the three of them out in 3 punches. 3 punches, 3 knockouts.
Nice.
I fell in love with him. He started hanging out with him. He went on collections with him for 1 day, but my father had a big heart. He didn't have a bad heart. He was very compassionate. But if you broke his balls, he will knock you out. If he knocked you out, you deserved it. He was only 157 pounds, 5'8", but he knew how to throw that left. He was notorious on that.
And
so the first time he went on collections,
Good.
they were putting a knuckle on this guy, who was a very passive guy, and my father had compassion for the guy. So my father tells him, look, let me talk to this guy. And he brings it aside. My father goes, look, these guys are animals. They're gonna freaking kill you. He goes, I know, but I just need another day. He goes, you give me your word, 1 more day? He says, yeah. He says, well, give me something. So he gives my father 25. My father pulls 25 out of his own pocket and says, this is the last time I'm ever going to vouch for you, and you better do the right thing. And the guy thanked my father. My father goes back and hands the guy $50. He says, yeah, he'll have the rest by tomorrow. After that, he says, I want no part of this, and he just started doing numbers and became a bookie.
Beautiful. Hey, man, that's how things were done back then, man. And Dad was a southpaw, right, man? I love that, man. I love that.
Absolutely.
I love that.
Absolutely. Had multiple knockouts on the street. Worked on Pier 11. He actually had a competition with to be on the pier. My cousin Freddie was a shop steward.
Yeah. I wanted to I just wanted to jump to that and just say, like, who was Cousin Freddie? But go ahead.
Cousin Freddie was with the Genoveses, and because the Genoveses ran all the numbers in Brooklyn, where my cousin was. But to be on the pier, you had to be with the Gambinos. That's the way it was. Todd O'Mac was a very good friend of my father's. He was the shop steward down there with my cousin Freddie.
Right.
And my father always worked in the hold with the men. He had a gang down in the hold. It was 130 degrees down there. And this one guy, Carmine Naguib, who was a shop steward, had to be a wise guy. He had to be a connected guy to get the shop steward job, because there was 20,000 longshoremen at the time. Back then.
A lot of guys back then, yeah.
And back in South Brooklyn, guys, there was bodies all over the place because guys were getting whacked all the time. They had no control over things. So anyway, a shop steward had to be in place to keep things under control. And this guy Carmine was from the other side, he was a greaseball. And he had a problem with my father, because my father would be actually working with the men. He was a good boss. Everybody loved my father. He walked down the pier. I remember going down the pier with him as a kid. And everybody, hundreds of guys, loved Lump Lump. He always tell a joke, and he was just the king of the pier. They loved Lump Lump. Carmine Naguib started breaking my father's balls continuously. Short story, my father gives him one more chance, because Carmine's uncle's a freaking wise guy. He thinks that he's untouchable, but that's not always the case. If you act like an asshole, you get what you get.
Yeah, you get a little beating. It's nice.
Right. So my father knocks him out, and then I got to sit down. No. They're up at the Waterfront Commission. They're sitting down. All the bosses are there with Tato, my cousin. The whole pier went on strike for an hour and stood around the office chanting Lump Lump. If Lump Lump leaves, we all leave.
Nice. Wow.
And so Todd O'Mac and my father, big hug and a kiss, because the respect that he had for him as a boxer, number one, because he loved boxing.
Sure.
But he knew my father was a stand-up guy, and he knew his nephew was an asshole. So
listen, before
he gave him a pass, and he got rid of his nephew. He sent his nephew to Newark.
Unbelievable. Tie this up a minute. Tell all my friends and fans who Daddy's good friend was.
Rocky Marciano.
Rocky Marciano. All right.
Heavyweight champion of the world.
Heavyweight champion of the world. 50s to what? About 50, 52 to somewhere around there. I'm close. I know I'm close.
49-0, right?
Huh?
I think it's 49-0 was his record.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the year. The year he was fighting.
1948, 49, 50.
Okay, so I was close. Somewhere around there. All right, listen, Billy, we're going to take a little break. We're coming back with my buddy, Billy Langella. It's like the It's like the Italian ice cream we get a little bit. Gagoots. This is Gagoots over here. He's hanging out with me. We're having a fun day today, man. Talking about different things and everything. We got a lot coming back. The Joey Ciccone Show connected live from Las Vegas. I want to just say, Denise, I love you. Vinny, Marina, Claire, everybody chatting in. I love you guys. I'm waiting for some of my other friends, but I need someone. Carmela, find out who that one guy is that always chats in. We got to talk to him. We'll be right back.